Hey guys, what's up? Hdemarzo here from the Tech Cruiser channel. So we're talking to you today about the iPad. More specifically, the iPad mini. Now, I've been living with my iPad mini for about a week or so, and I wanted to give you my initial impressions. Unboxings, I didn't do an unboxing for you because, quite frankly, everybody does them. There's not much to the box. I'll tell you what was in it. You get the iPad, you get the cable, the Lightning to USB cable, you get your brick, and you get the stickers in the manual, how-to manual. It's the same thing that's in the iPhone box. Most Apple packaging is consistent across the board with most of their stuff, unless you get into the the iMac or the new Mac Pro or Mac Pro kind of setup. The package contacts are the same. So I thought I would start right from the impressions kind of standpoint. Now, I've had it for about a week, and I've found it in that short amount of time to be invaluable for a number of reasons. One, most of the apps that you find on your iPhone and the like, and your iPods are available for iPad, but they're different on the iPad. For example, I live in a Cablevision area, so I have Cablevision service, so I'm able to have access to the Optimum app. Now, through the Optimum app, you can control your DVR, you can use it as a remote control for your TV or your cable box, as you see behind me here. You can also watch live TV on it. The experience is infinitely better on an iPad because you have more screen real estate. They can incorporate more options on screen. It's also a fantastic Netflix edition. If you wanted to watch Netflix on it or YouTube videos, you have a Hulu Plus subscription, any of those streaming services, you can use that to go ahead and watch your videos on. Excuse me. It's also a great addition to any desktop or laptop setup. You can have news streaming on it. You can use it as an external information source. If you're writing a paper on microbiology, you can have a paper that was written by a prominent scientist up on your iPad and use it to reference off of while you're writing your paper on your MacBook or your Windows PC or whatever you're doing. So it's very useful as a second or an additional device to your current setup. It's also fantastic for remote universal remote control. If you have like a Peel, or if you have one of those IR blasters that plugs into the side of it, it's incredibly useful for that because you have such immense screen real estate. You can have a whole bunch of buttons to control just about everything. For your finances, if your bank has an app to manage your bank account for that, it's better to go ahead and take a look at everything that's going on with your account. There's just all kinds of results. Now, I didn't get the iPad mini with the Retina. I got the regular iPad mini. Now, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of time with the iPad mini, but it is very quick. It's very snappy and responsive. I've noticed that the iPad mini without the Retina display, for my uses, I'm not using anything heavy, no graphically intensive stuff. It's pretty much a media player. I have my Google Drive and all that kind of stuff on it, but it's mainly just a media player, like internet stuff, social kind of media stuff going on. However, I have noticed I wound up having to restore it. I did try now this is a note to all you iOS people. If you have iOS 7, don't jailbreak. No matter how many times you go through and try and jailbreak it and check out the packages and what you've installed, if you swipe down from the top to get the Spotlight search, it's going to freeze. So I spent about 2 days dealing with that issue. I wound up restoring it completely from stock. And this is where the interesting part comes in. Before jailbreaking, I was working with between 3.5 and 1.5 gigabytes free space left on my iPad, on a 16 gig iPad. So I found that rather strange, but I chalked it up to the iOS, iOS taking up the space, apps taking up space. It's going to happen. So I did the reinstall from fresh. I restored it. Square one. I reinstalled all of my apps that I wound up having before and finding myself needing and finding useful. And I'm at the point where now I have just over 11 gigabytes free on a 16 gig iPad. So when you get your iPad, go ahead, set it up, install your apps, restore it, and install a fresh version of iOS 7. I believe they're 7.04 is what they're up to. And you'll find yourself with a whole lot more space that's going to be more responsive because it has that much more free space. So keep that in mind. This is going to be a ongoing thing as I continue use of my iPad Mini. Now I am looking for a case. I'm going to go out tomorrow to a couple different stores to find a folio desktop kind of case folding thing solution with magnets. Hopefully, because I have been rocking it without any case for the last week or so. Being very, very careful not to be too rough with it as to not scratch it. I even have a piece of paper over what I'm using as my desktop stand right now. It's kind of a weird little setup. Cool little pyramid that I have a piece of paper so as to not scratch the iPad, and I have it standing on that. So we'll keep you updated on this whole little iPad experience thing, but I gotta say, thus far, 2 thumbs up, iPad Mini. Do we need an iPad Pro? Maybe not. Does it need to be called an iPad Pro? Definitely not. Just bump up the specs and give us what we need and call an apple an apple. Or an orange an orange. This doesn't need to be an orange plus. We don't need it. We just need the best stuff. That's what we need. That's what us technology people do. Is we look for the newest and greatest and what fits into our lives the best. So keep tuned in for this. I'll any accessories and stuff that I find that are great that you may wind up using. There is one thing though that I have noticed has come to be an invaluable part of my iOS experience. Now with iOS you have the one home button. Toward the bottom, it controls everything. You want to go back to the main screen, you push the button. You want to get out of an app, you push the button. You want to close an app, you double push the button and you swipe up and it gets rid of the app. However, I have found that you can get these at Best Buy for a couple of bucks for a pack of I believe it's 6 or so. But I have found it to be an invaluable part of my iOS experience. It's these Me buttons, and it's a little sticker with a raised it's like a raised sticker pretty much. It's like a droplet of water on the table or on a piece of wax paper. It's a little concave or convex piece of plastic that sticks onto your phone. Now they have all kinds of sports teams, or they have little skull ones that I've been using. But the button makes it, I can't even describe to you how much it's improved my iOS experience. I don't even have a case on my iPad Mini yet, but I threw one on there, and in the last hour or so, invaluable. In an hour, invaluable. You can get them at Best Buy. If you need more information as to where you can pick them up, drop me a line, hit the like and subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond back with a link as to where you can get them. I'm sure it's available in more than just Best Buy. But yeah, drop that information down below. If you want to know where to get them, let me know. I'll be sure to get back to you and let you know where you can pick them up. They're not that expensive. I picked up a pet like this. This pack of, I believe there was, let me find out for you. I'll give you the exact amount that was in it. There are 7. A pack of 7. It cost me like $3 or $4, maybe $5. But I have them on all of my iOS devices. Anybody that I know that has an iPhone, I have stuck one of these on their iPhone, and they've appreciated it. So let me know if you want to know where to get them, to check them out. I'd be happy to let you know or research that for you. So drop a line down below, hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, keep it real.